Hello everyone. Today the book is The Emperor's New Clothes Horse by Tony Wilson and Sue DiGennaro. Clothes horse. A noun. A frame on which to hang wet laundry for drying. Not a horse. There once lived an emperor who was very fond of race horses. He raced black horses, bay horses, white horses, grey horses. He raced plodders and dawdlers, sprinters and hurdlers. The emperor was so rich and raced so many horses that he had won nearly every race in the kingdom. All except one. He had never won the Christabel Cup. "I'd trade all these trophies for one Christabel Cup," the emperor moaned sadly to his wife. "Why can't I win it?" "Because you never have the right horse," the emperor's wife replied bluntly. She didn't much like horse racing. The emperor summoned his team of royal trainers. "Search the entire kingdom for the fastest and fittest racehorse. Pay any money, offer land and titles. I simply must win that Christabel Cup." The royal trainers combed the paddocks of the far north where mighty stallions flash across the grass like meteors. They searched the granite mountains of the deep south where sure-footed steeds fly over stones. But none of the horses seemed quite right. There was no perfect horse anywhere to be found. The royal trainers abandoned their search. It was time to face the emperor. When they returned, the emperor was jumping with excitement. "Call off the search. I found her," he shouted. "These two brilliant international trainers have found the fastest racehorse for me. Come and see." The royal trainers glared at the brilliant international trainers. They wore fancy racing hats and smiled a lot. They smiled at the new young stable hand Frankie. Frankie didn't smile back. "We should warn you," said the taller international trainer. "This is a very magical horse." "Yes," said the shorter international trainer. "To any normal, clear-thinking citizen, she is a mighty thoroughbred, measuring 20 hands in height. But to those who are stupid or unfit for their work, she will appear as nothing but a humble clothes horse." The brilliant international trainers threw open the float door. "Behold, the greatest racehorse on earth." The royal trainers stared at the greatest racehorse on earth. For a long time, nobody said anything. Finally, the emperor spoke. "Isn't she a beauty?" he cried. "Mighty indeed." One of the royal trainers whistled. "A remarkable beast, sir." She looked around at the others. "You've done it, Emperor. Surely a Christabel Cup winner at last." Frankie began to speak. "Mum's got one of those in our laundry." A hand clapped over the boy's mouth. The next morning, the greatest racehorse on earth went out for track work. She practiced her starts, she practiced her galloping, she practiced her photo finishes. Many people watched her train and everyone was excited by her form. They'd all heard story of the horse's magical qualities and none of them wanted to appear stupid or unfit for their work. The emperor approached the best jockey in the kingdom and offered him the ride. "It would be my honor to ride such a fine horse," he said. Again, the new young stable hand attempted to speak. But it's just a horse for drying clothes." Finally, the big day arrived. The greatest racehorse on earth was loaded into the float, driven to the track, and saddled in her stall. The people cheered for the emperor and cheered for the greatest racehorse on earth. She was the crowd favorite. Just before the race, the emperor paid the brilliant international trainers their fee. The brilliant international trainers beamed. You lead her out, your majesty. This is your moment. The emperor puffed out his chest and led his champion onto the track. He grinned at the crowd and waved his arms. The people roared, all except Frankie, who never really understood any of this. Go, Emperor! We love you, Emperor! This time you have a winner! As the horses gathered behind the starting gates, Frankie pointed at the Emperor's horse. But it's a clothes horse, he said in a puzzled voice. Why is the Emperor trying to win the Christabel Cup with a clothes horse? For a moment, nearby spectators laughed and told the boy he was a fool. But then a few others piped up. Hey, the kid here says the favourite is a clothes horse. Could that be right? Have we been cheering for a clothes horse? Within seconds, word was sweeping through the racehorse. It's a clothes horse! It's a clothes horse! The poor emperor has pegged his hopes on nothing but a clothes horse. Surely he has no chance of winning the Christabel Cup. And you know what? It didn't. The end. The moral of the story is, people often are so worried about appearing stupid that when they see something wrong, they won't speak up. They're too afraid to. You should always speak up when you see or hear something wrong. Bye-bye.